It's Chillmonger. You may recognize me from Disney Plus. Does this ring a bell? Plus Gang. We did this documentary, me and the team and I, a few years back when Brian Michael Bendis was still part of this promotion, this grand conglomerate known as Disney. So we covered a whole bunch of heroes, starting with Spider-Man for the most part, and letting you guys know where we went since then, letting you know where we stood on social issues. Back to Captain America. It never dawned on me how many Jewish creators that there were and what their influence was on Marvel. Even to this day, when we think of Matthew Rosenberg, I mentioned Bendis earlier, who has a huge influence over. Bendis created Miles, which they covered, Riri, which they didn't cover. Bendis has been a big deal, and they gave him the spotlight that he deserves in this whole thing. A lot of this was, look, we're Marvel and we're not racist. And I was gonna vomit over that. But there were a lot of points where they touched on their own problems. Asian characters being drawn yellow, even up until like the 70s. I think it was when Sunfire from the X-Men, I think they even made a note to say, yo, even then we were making it too yellow for my liking. There's a lot of times when they exposed themselves and they were the subject of their own criticism, covering Luke Cage's portrayal. And usually that goes to the artwork. Something I say all the time about the way women are drawn, like Captain Marvel herself. Why does she need to be in that uniform and that skin tight? Everything is, why are her goodies out? And it's less so now, which you can attribute to the 10-year sliding timeline. So if you're new to comics, the 10-year sliding timeline means we're supposed to pretend that's when Captain America came out of the ice. That's when the Fantastic Four were hit with cosmic rays. That's when Spidey and Spider-Man, I tried to combine and I said Spidey-Man. That's when he was bit. So just pretend that all happened 10 years ago, right? Likewise, Captain Marvel, she's not 25 anymore. So when you see her without the big, the perkiness, I can just say, oh, 10-year sliding timeline, it happens. But she's still powerful and all that good stuff. That still stays. Um, Hearing Kelly Sue DeConnick, the writer of Captain Marvel, explain, she was writing this character because of trauma or because of her dad. She always had to prove something because she had two other brothers, and she was always treated like the girl who didn't get paid to go to school or her tuition, and she had to go to the Air Force, it was, and she had to find her own way. She was trying to prove herself to her dad. And I know that some people hear that and they're like mad at that, right? Like, that's okay. That's a story. If every woman was written like that, we'd have a problem and it would be very cliche and stuff. But it's not the way some of the best women are covered, like Storm, like Jean, like Rogue. And amazingly, I just named three X-Men. You know who shined in here? When Chris Claremont came on the scene and he explained his process of writing. It's like, this guy fucking gets it. There were two shining creators who, when they spoke, I'm like, yes. Stan Lee was one of them, and he was the first. And damn near everything he said, even the quote at the end of it, was like, yes, you get it, Marvel. I hope you get it, Marvel, because that's the way it's supposed to be done. He mentioned something about, let's have the characters, the black characters there, but not just there to be tokenized. And there's a lot of times where he was on a book and he treated different colors properly. Now, again, it goes back to Stan Lee being Jewish, having experienced or lived through oppression, seeing bad being done to him, and he could identify the problem. He knows what it feels like to be fucking oppressed. And therefore, when he does his art writing, but when he does his comics, he's not going to reinforce negative stereotypes. Let's stop hating each other, that kind of message. And I love the way that he and Jack Kirby were putting in black characters in the background. Here's a cop, he's black, and that's it. Here's this Black Panther hero. He unmasks himself, and the Fantastic Four didn't say, "Look at you, you're black." No, it wasn't like that, which is how I like it. I like the inclusion of it. Let me get on Disney Plus for a second. You guys get on that, and you see that there's trending, there's continue watching, recommended, celebrate Black stories. That's not the Stan Lee way. In my opinion, that's not what I don't think what he would prefer. If Disney Plus wants to celebrate Black stories, that is a good thing. But to highlight a category and call it that is not inclusion. It's not equality. It's actually given like its own thing, which I don't think is right. You want to celebrate Black stories, transfer the Black stories into the algorithm. If someone watches Aladdin and then she watches Rapunzel, recommend Princess and the Frog, a princess who's black. If someone's seeing a Marvel movie, recommend the Black Panther. Just infuse it in the regular Disney algorithm, and we're good. We don't need that. I think and I know that Disney Plus is doing that so that they can get their black points, the pat on the back. Yeah, look at you guys. You're so not racist. Yeah, we're not racist. You see? Look. And did you guys see the Star Wars tweet from earlier? Yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. John Boyega on the Chinese poster of The Force Awakens. It's a black actor, but since it's in China, his face is so much smaller, even though he's the second most important actor in that movie. So, yeah, all in all, the race relations part of Disney is learning. They have identified, by playing Stan Lee's old quotes and old stuff, they know what to aspire to be. Sometimes they don't reach that aspiration. But their message is a positive one. I understand the difference between Comicsgate and what the Disney Plus people are trying to do. And I'm happy that they're trying. And I'm happy that Sana Amanat is in a position that she is in, where she could be someone to filter through some bad stuff. I bet all of the things I was praising was coming from her side of the production. And the best part was in the 56th minute when they were going over creators, a lot of YouTubers who were factored, who featured in the fucking Disney Plus Behind the Mask project. They chose the right ones, in my opinion, because what you're trying to do is show the best of the best that YouTube has to offer. That's key. You should never hire the little guys, the guys who don't have any notoriety. When you do look for people of a field, you have to shoot for the top. And they did that. So that was Plus Gang. That's how you do it. I'm Chillmonger. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe, watch other videos. Bye.